of Albert Einstein proper, and let's wrap up this video. Let's go. So that's Albert Einstein right there with the most famous equation or formula of the world. We just found a way. We found this colored, copy of him actually showing. It's called equals MC2, and that's Albert Einstein right there. And what I want you guys to notice about Albert Einstein right off the bat is this: the shoulders of Albert Einstein are very narrow. Like I've always said, something you notice in everything that you do, especially around with males. There is no man in the world in which his shoulders will be narrower than his hips. It might give an illusion or appearance when he's very, very fat and has packed on a lot of fat on his body, and especially because fat always goes to the midsection, to give you an illusion that the hips of that man may be wider than his shoulder, but it's never the truth. There is no man in the world in which his hips are wider than his shoulders. All men have wider shoulders than their hips. So what you'll notice with Albert Einstein is that his shoulders are very, very narrow. So skeletally speaking, that shows you that he or she was born a female and not a male in every way. Here's Albert Einstein sitting, and I want you to notice Albert Einstein sits. This is not a man sitting. This is a woman sitting. No man, even if he's a homosexual, can be this feminine. Because people, you have to understand that the way we act and the way we do things is in our genes. A man acts the way he acts because his genetic design is designed as a male. A female acts the way she acts because her genetic design is designed as a female. So that's why, for example, if you notice males like, let's say, Serena Williams and Beyonce, all of a sudden, after a while, you start seeing that male energy and male action come out of them because they are males. So let's move forward and some other pictures of Albert Einstein. Here's Albert Einstein, and just want you guys to notice that here is an hourglass figure from beneath the shoulders, or sorry, beneath the elbows, right here. He starts spreading and getting wider like a female does, as you can tell from this body image. Because you have to understand, a female is shaped like an A, all right, from her shoulders down, because she starts getting wider. And this is what you find with Albert Einstein, with very narrow shoulders, and you can see the wider form starting to take shape right here as he starts getting wider and bigger in the midsection. But do not worry, we have a lot of pictures just to show you the skeletal structure. This was just a tip just to show you some of those things that you should be looking into. And look at this. There's the man. You see this man over here with this hand inside his pocket? That's a Masonic sign. He's trying to show you that this picture is a fabrication in itself. Because remember, the Illuminati, which is the Vatican, is always known as the hidden hand. The people behind who are running things. So, for example, if we were to think about who would be the people who are the main protagonists, or let's say the people running Albert Einstein and really showing you all the inventions that Albert Einstein brought along, it would be the people behind this picture. It wouldn't be Albert Einstein. He's the front, and the guys behind right here, these three guys right behind, are the main people that are running Albert Einstein, the main people who are running things, and Albert Einstein is just the face you see. All right, let's go another picture. Here's Albert Einstein from a balcony. As you can see, that acute Q angle right there is below the crotch. Let me try to blow this up as much as I can so you guys can see it. As you can see, this acute Q angle right here is below the crotch because Albert Einstein is 100% female and not a man in any way, shape, or form. Another picture of Albert Einstein, as you can begin to see, he starts spreading from underneath his elbows like all females are, with an hourglass figure. And don't worry about this illusion they're trying to give you that this is how long where the crotch of the pants that he's wearing ends. His end of the crotch is right here. And that's where you see this acute Q angle take shape, because Albert Einstein is 100% female. You can even still see from the chest that those are the chest of a female trying to grow mammary glands. But because she was probably fed so much testosterone, it limits that. But you can still see that this still looks like the chest of a female. And you can still see that A line, the A shape that females usually have, because Albert Einstein is 100% female, not a man in any way, shape, or form. Here's Albert Einstein in his old age sitting, and that is an old lady sitting and not an old man. You can see the femininity oozing out of Albert Einstein because Albert Einstein is 100% female. Not a man in any way, shape, or form. Been masquerading around as one for way too long. Let's go. Albert Einstein, as you can see right here sitting, that is a very wide pubic arch of a female. You can see all the space inside the pants because they're trying to make you believe that this is the crotch of a male, but it's not. It doesn't look like there is any form of like scrotum in here. It looks like a labia because Albert Einstein is 100% female. Not a man in any way, shape, or form. You can even see with the narrow shoulders and thicker midsection because Albert Einstein is female. Let's go. Another picture of Albert Einstein. You can start seeing now the hourglass figure of the hips spreading just like the female to his left. Can you see similarities right there? Let me blow this up so you guys can see it perfectly well. Look at that. Similarities. So when people start thinking, you know, this is why I say that my childhood has been completely taken away from me because I used to believe so much in Albert Einstein. I used to believe so much in Albert Einstein. I wanted to be a scientist. I wanted to be so intelligent and you know and think like it. And just to find out that Albert Einstein is a fraud right here, my whole entire childhood is gone. Literally, I have nothing. I have nothing at all. You can see this. Hourglass figure just like the female to the right. And the same hand motion because you have to know when a female walks, her arms are always going to be closer to her body than a man because the shoulders are narrower. Unlike a man in which the shoulders are wider apart. And also the way the female walks is because the hips are always very wide. All right. So because the hips are wide, the female needs to balance the weight. So that's why a female looks like she's catwalking. She's swinging from side to side and swinging the hips. All that is weight balancing, which the body is naturally doing. So the legs of a female have to do two things. They have to come inside and forward at the same time to balance the weight. So a female leans her weight into the leg that's in front of us. You can see right here, like this female is doing. She's leaning the weight. That feet is leaning the weight because it's doing two things, moving forward and inwards at the same time. With males lean their weight to the feet that's behind them, like this male over here. All right? Because a man's hips are not as wide as that of a female. I've given that explanation before on the myth of whiteness part number 2 very, very well, in which we show how a wide table and a narrow table would walk in a normal situation based on how wide the table is, which is the pubic arch of a female. So as you can see right here, when that happens, the female's arms are always tucked to the side because tucking much more to the side allows her to balance herself than spreading her arms farther away, which will offset the weight of the body. So the female walks with her hands much more closer to her body because this is a natural instinct that the body is doing, trying to balance the weight of walking. So that's what Albert Einstein is doing right here. Hips wider, thicker in the midsection like the female to his left or right because he's 100% female. Not a man any way, shape, or form. A stooge of the Vatican used to make us believe in the false sciences of the albino supremacists. Let's go. Another picture of Albert Einstein. This is clear as night and day. If you wanted to end this video right here, this should be enough evidence for you to see that you're looking at a woman. You can see that. The Q angle is below the crotch. Look at this thick, humongous looking hips. And there's an arch in that back right there. 100% female Albert Einstein. I'll let you guys marinate on this picture for a quick minute before I move on to the next one. If we wanted to end the video right here, this should suffice. You're looking at a female. Huge, humongous hips with a Q angle below the crotch because the crotch is right here. Don't worry, it's not right here. That's an illusion given to you by the designers of this particular pants that she's wearing, which would happen to be the Vatican. Because Albert Einstein is 100% female. Not a man in any way, shape, or form. So your whole history, if you were based on Albert Einstein as being the greatest scientist and he told you the truth, you've been fed a concoction of lies. Nothing more. Albert Einstein here, when he was much younger, you can still say, is that a woman? Yes, it is. Is this a man? No, it's not. It's 100% female. You can tell by the face and the femininity that it's always going to be a female. Albert Einstein. You can still see this arch in the back right here, even though she's covered up with the suit. But you can still see that there is an arch because of the way the body moves right here, because Albert Einstein is 100% female. Let's go. Another picture of Albert Einstein, clear as night and day. See that? Spreading and getting wider from underneath the elbow. See how wide and humongous that spread is. Because Albert Einstein is 100% female. Hourglass figure of a female. Look at that, narrow shoulder. See how narrow? Narrow up here, and it gets wider as it goes down here? Because Albert Einstein is 100% female. Not a man in any way, shape, or form. Let's go, another picture. Albert Einstein right there. You can still see the spreading from underneath the elbows wider. Hourglass figure. Because Albert Einstein is 100% female. And not a man in any way, shape, or form. Been lying to you that he was one when he's not. A stooge of the Vatican. Let's go. Another picture. Clear. We should just end this video right here for the naysayers. Arch in the back. That's how my mama would sit if she was sitting. As you can see how thick she gets on, and this long butt. Look at this, how long this butt is. A man's butt wouldn't be this long. It would start right around here and end so abruptly before it gets it. But see how where it starts, right inside the middle, the torso of the body. Because this skin fold that you find here is where his rib cage ends. Because where your rib cage ends for a female is where your waist starts. See that? 100% female. Arch in the back. Rib cage ends, and this is the arch right here, as you can see. 100%. A tilted pelvis forward, as you can tell from the way it's sitting. Because Albert Einstein is 100% female. Not a man in any way, shape, or form. See that again? Look at those humongous hips. Q angle below the crotch as he walks. See, crotch ends right here. Q angle starts here, very acute. Hourglass figure spreading from underneath the elbows. Because Albert Einstein is 100% female. Let me blow this up so you guys see clearly. So if you've been building your history on your life, on the sciences, that come out from the albino Vaticans or the elites or the white elite that run the world is truth, you've been fed a great concoction, a cocktail of lies all through your life. Because Albert Einstein here, Albert Einstein, in which a lot of his theories is based on, was telling you a lie. He was not even the person he claimed. That's why, a lot of people always tell, you hear this probably if you're in the science, that you hear this kind of rumors that Albert Einstein was a fraud. And a lot of people think, who would be passing that kind of information around that Albert Einstein is a fraud? It's probably the Vatican, because they want you to think about Albert Einstein as a fraud from the point that a lot of his theories were not manufactured by him. They don't want you to think from the theory or from the angle that he was a total fraud himself, because Albert Einstein was not even male. So that means that a lot of the theories that Albert Einstein preached upon and talked about did not come from him. That means he would not know a thing of what he was talking about. He was just repeating after or regurgitating what the Vatican told him to say to you, so you could believe that it came from him. He would have no clue of what he was talking about, because he invented nothing. The Vatican invented all. As you can see right here, the Q angle is below the crotch, because Albert Einstein is 100% female. As you can see how wide he spreads as it gets down here, and this Q angle is below the crotch. All right, let's go. Another picture of Albert Einstein, as you can tell right there. Look at that. Spreading from underneath the elbows and getting wider and wider, and acute Q angle below the crotch, because Albert Einstein is 100% female. He's not a man in any way, shape, or form. Look at that. Albert Einstein, 100% female. Spreading wider, 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 acute Q angle below the crotch. Let's go. Albert Einstein again, as you can see, the same thing. Getting wider from underneath the elbows, as all females are. See that? The A line. He looks like an A. Spreads wider as it gets towards the crotch, because Albert Einstein is 100% female. Hourglass figure spreading like a female. 100% female. Albert Einstein, again, you can see that long butt over here. Now, this picture is a small and a little bit blurry, but regardless, you can still see that this is the long butt of a female and not that of a man. 100% female, Albert Einstein. No atom of masculinity in him, or her rather, because it's all female. All right, another picture of Albert Einstein. You can still see that. That is my grandmama's back right there. That's my grandmama's back. Let's see that. Arch in the back, long butt of a female, because it starts higher in the torso of the body. A female's butt starts way higher up, almost at where her navel, just before her navel. That's where a female butt starts, because all that back is in the butt. From there, from a female's waist point, which is above her navel. All that is butt, all the way down to the hips, because Albert Einstein is 100% female and not a man in any way, shape, or form with an arch in the back. Okay, let's go. Another picture of Albert Einstein. We already showed you that one. Here's Albert Einstein from the back. So just like I always say, if you, I mean, just look at the way she is walking. That is a woman walking. See how the arms follow the contours of the body right here, and the arms are stuck closer to the side to balance out the weight, and the narrow shoulders, and the cute Q angle right here below the crotch, because Albert Einstein is 100% female. See that? A cute Q angle from behind. You cannot miss that this is a woman walking. This is the elbows right here, and she's spreading wider. That's how a female walks, a female gait. Marinate on that picture for a minute. That's a woman walking. Look at the way it even carries the arms, because the female, there's a way a female balls her hands. It's very different from the way a man would do it. The females ball their hands in some sort of nifty, nimble way. And that is what you're seeing here with Albert Einstein, because she's 100% female, not a man in any way, shape, or form, a total imposter of the sciences. Let's go. Another picture of Albert Einstein. I'm going to show you that one. Here's another one right here. The same thing that we told you with the palms of the hands and how she's holding it. I'm sure this should be her handler or so, right? And you can see that he spreads, while she spreads wider from underneath the elbows, because it has an hourglass figure. And look at the length of the arms also. Remember, in most cases, we're not saying that this is, happens in all female. In most cases, the hips of a female will always end inside the palms of her hands, and this is where the hips of Albert Einstein ends, based on the length of this arm right here, which is not long enough to be male, because Albert Einstein is 100% female. All right, stooge of the Vatican. All right, so that was the last picture that we had on this particular video. I hope you guys learned something. And please subscribe to our second channel called Tricks of the S-Tray 2 in case this channel goes down. And also, we've talked about the fact that we are working on a website. So as much as we want you to get the book, please send us an email also, so we just keep you in the list of correspondences, because we're working on a website, and that website will go, we have so many things that we're working on, but the website will come on at one point in time, and we'll let you know through correspondences in case this channel goes down, because like we've said before, the Vatican is working on so many ways to shut us down. It could go through something like because they don't want to do it in such a way so that people know that, oh, so these guys were telling the truth. They want you to make you believe that we are just a bunch of loonies, right? So they'll go about certain things like, that let's say someone hacked into YouTube, and or a virus got into a YouTube server, and almost half of YouTube accounts are closed, and our account or of videos or whatever will be part of that account, and then the channel is gone. That's one of the scenarios they're going to be playing out, because they're working now. They're trying to make people believe a lot in the vulnerability of online security, so you can believe in this particular lies when they sit down and shut down the servers, because viruses and all that kind of stuff are all created by the Vatican to make you believe that viruses does exist on the internet. What are viruses, by the way? Because they give you all this ridiculousness. It's just a bunch of instructions, repetitive programming of instructions. That's all what programming is doing, or that's all what programs are, instructions, right? So that you can leave and have it into your psyche that online threats actually exist. Like I've said before, and we expose that in the book, from start to finish, every iota of fear and terrorism is run by your governments and is run by the albino Vatican, from start to finish. Terrorist is a fabrication from the Vatican. There's not a bunch of disgruntled people out there sitting and hating the United States for its freedoms. Freedoms that they don't even have, which is on paper. The United States is a police state. A police state. You have a police 2 miles away from every citizen, not for your own protection, but to protect the Vatican, so that you guys don't get to them. That's all what the police is for. They're not there to protect you. If you're somebody depending on the police force and the judicial system to do right by you, you are believing a concoction of fairy tales of lies. All right. So with that, we've come to the end of today's program. If you liked what you saw, subscribe and stay tuned. And please download all our videos, save it, re-upload, do whatever you want to do. Spread this information out so people can come to the reality of the world and know the truth for what it really is. And we leave you with these words: always look with your eyes, but see with your brain.